Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Corona. Although, as you'll know, if you've been following me up to this point, we're not actually cooking with Corona, we are in fact cooking in a state of two-tier lockdown. This is, of course, unless you're watching this while suffering from COVID-19, in which case I suppose you are in fact cooking with Corona with respect to the connotations that appear within that sentence. Now, today's recipe, or today's recipes I should say, is going to be a lovely roast chicken, and I'm also going to make some stuffing to go with it. Some people prefer what we would normally call stuffing to go outside the bird rather than in which case I tend to think of it by its Scottish term skirlie. But no matter, because I shall do both, since one will be with gluten, the other without. Now, take your bird first of all, give it a good season. Preheat the oven to around 200 degrees first of all. So yes, like I said, season. Good bit of salt there then. Rub it in well. Don't just rub it on the surface, we shall need to do the inside also. Just put a little salt in the cavity first. Just move it back. Now we smear some butter, most importantly, around here, but really everywhere. Grease it well. Put a little under 50 grams worth of butter in this cup actually. I shall just take this rosemary and mix it in. Not too much, not too little. For fun, let's put some oregano in there. Not part of any recipe I'm following, but whatever. I've got half a large lemon here, I'll squeeze that into, or some of it in any case. And then I'll give it a good mix. Oh, and let's not forget the compulsory pepper with a little turmeric in there as well. Just a pinch, not too much, not too little. Then we get a spoon and mix it all together, like so. I've just crushed some garlic, which I'm going to sprinkle on there as well. Now, if I just wanted to put the chicken in without stuffing it, I'd put it in now, but I do want to stuff it, so observe here. Now, this is one version of the stuffing I've got, which is with breadcrumbs. The other is with porridge oats. Watch and learn. I have these exceedingly large onions here. I'm probably going to put a whole one in with the breadcrumbs and maybe half of it in with the oats. Depends how it goes. Now, as it happens, that onion was so large I've only used half for each. Now, for both of the ones that you plan to use, I'm going to take this piece of onions. I'm just heating a little olive oil. Now, I've got some olive oil on low heat, look, just here. Put in some onions. Sweat them gently until they're sort of not black, not too brown, just very warm. And the onions are getting to the stage that I need them to get at. Now, you're supposed to do this with fresh sage. I, alas, have only dried. I hope it still works. So, observe. Observe this too. Pepper, turmeric together. Maybe a tiny bit of oregano, but not too much. I want it to be sage and onion, not sage and oregano. Reminded of when I was very little and I heard the double meaning of the word sage for the first time in that Edward Lear poem, nonsense poem, The Two Old Bachelors. They borrowed 2 large onions, but no sage was to be found in all the fields and all the meadows, or in all the gardens round. But someone said, a hill there is a little to the north, and on its almost perpendicular stop a narrow way leads forth. And there, all seated in a nook, there sits a sage, an earnest man, a reading of the most enormous book. Go up and seize him by the toes, or suit as he sits, and pull him down, and chop him into endless little bits. Then put him with your onion, cut out likewise into scraps, and your stuffing will be ready. Very good, perhaps. That took a lot of editing because I'm very bad at multitasking, up to and including both the stirring of onions and the recital of poetry. Now, you see how sweated they are? Now we'll just put them into this lovely bowl of breadcrumbs. Seasoned breadcrumbs, as they now are. Stir them around. And next we need some egg to bind the ingredients together. Just stir, bind. Very lovely looking, isn't it? Can't easily show you with one hand, but I'm going to pour up this bird and squeeze some more lemon in. Then I shall put this stuffing in there. Right, I finished it then, and having put more juice into there and having stuffed it, I plugged the entrance with the end of the lemon. And now I'm going to put it in the oven. Now while that's in the oven, I'm going to show you how to do the other kind of stuffing. So I've got some dripping there. That will be the binding for this particular one. Alright, we've put in the onions. They're starting to brown off a little bit, not too much, not too little. In go the oats. The dripping, of course, will bind it together, or at least I hope it will. Stir. Alright, so the oats and the onion are now bound together. Little oregano as before. And I shall put some pepper in, pepper and turmeric in this case. Right, it's been in there for around 45 minutes, and at this point, you can see there I've got the parsnips and roast potatoes cooking with it. You can see elsewhere how to cook those. No, I'm just going to put in some of these lovely sausages of a different kind on either side. See if I can squeeze in 2 more. Cook for a further 45 minutes. This, meanwhile, at the lowest possible heat, will be stirred on off, turned around for about 20 minutes or half an hour. So here we are. I'm just going to pour some of the juices from this into this saucepan to make some gravy, like so. What I'm hoping is that the addition of the sausages will give some flavour, because I quite often, I don't know about you, but quite often I find that the gravy made from chicken roasts is quite thin. I may try to make chicken stock out of this, now I think of it, having made beef and lamb stock, but the sausages should thicken a little bit. I may add some corn flour to it also. Put it in the nice warm oven. So just giving my veggies a little turn. Wine. Nice white wine. Supposed to go with 150 millilitres. This is 187. Who cares? We'll put that in. White wine this is. Italia Pinot Grigio. May add a little corn flour to it, thicken it. Here's the lovely chicken then. Take this little brush And just put a little of the gravy on here. I don't think I really need to because I think it's a fairly moist bird. But let us carve. Comes apart quite tenderly. Now let's get a little of this stuffing going. Well, here's the Skirlie first of all. So here's the oat-based one that wasn't used to stuff the bird. We'll put that here. Now let's get inside this thing in order to see the actual stuffing that did go inside the bird. Oh yes. Real sage and onion. More moist, of course, because it's been inside the bird. Here we are then. I've never been the best at presenting my food, but still. Let's put some of that lovely gravy on there. Skirlie, first of all, which is a part independent from the chicken, but you can use as stuffing if you prefer. Nice. Now the actual stuffing. Moist from having been inside the bird, but it still works. Play around, by the way, with the recipes I chose, with whether you want to bind it with dripping or egg. Let's try the sausage as well that I cooked with the chicken. Well cooked. Now, for the chicken itself. Whoa. You certainly taste the seasoning. It's not too dry either, which is always what I'm horrified about when I eat chicken. I'm one of the few people I know who actually eats chicken skin, so nice. Good. Well, chicken and stuffing and white wine gravy. Right. I think I better switch you off now, or I'll forget you're there in this bliss. So, great for Christmas dinner, great for Sunday dinner. The Skirlie in particular, given that it's Scottish, could be had at St Andrew's Day. I like it. I might have more lard with the Skirlie than I used. Might even next time bind it with egg instead of lard. Like I said, play around with those things. Might keep the chicken in for less long than I did, but as I say, it's not too dry, so I don't have much to worry about. So, try it yourself if you like, if you're a chicken eater, and if you're not, you wasted your time watching me. Thanks very much, see you next episode, ta-ta! Today's recipe, or today's recipes I should say, is going to be a lovely roast chicken, and I'm also going to make some stuffing to go with it. Not sure how I can position you so that you'll see. No, that didn't work. So I'm just giving my veggies a little turn. Ah. was I going to do? Oh, yes. Wine. Here we are then.